So Dave, thank you so much for being here with me today. Why don't you start by introducing yourself?
Well, my name is Dave Petenuzzo. I've been with National Bank Financial since April 2008, and I'm the insurance specialist. And it's a real pleasure and honor to support investment advisors such as yourself.
So I want to talk about a bunch of different topics today. I'm actually really excited to have you here. So we partner together to help clients, but a lot of people don't know a lot about insurance. So I kind of want to delve through a couple of different topics and work our way through it. So what is the main thing that clients come to see you about?
Wow, that's a good question, Anna. It's really all over the map. At the initial point, it tends to be mortgage insurance when they're younger.
Oh, okay.
And buying a home for the first time, or they're starting a family and having kids. So those are sort of what we call temporary needs. So then we're looking at term life solutions. And sometimes we'll layer in living benefits on top of those, such as critical illness insurance or disability insurance to help protect their income, which is really people's most important asset going forward, their future income potential.
Their future income. So on that topic, so I'm obviously a single mother. I have 2 kids. I'm the sole provider for my children. So what happens when people don't have insurance? Like, tell me why we need insurance.
Right. Well, for someone like yourself, the key there is protecting that lost income to the household, because you are the sole breadwinner for your household. And the disability insurance will provide you and your kids a tax-free monthly replacement income if you can't do the principal duties of your job. So it's tied to your job duties. The critical illness insurance is also important but different, because it'll provide you with a tax-free lump sum if you're diagnosed with, say, heart attack, cancer, stroke, or there's 18 or 19 other critical life-threatening conditions.
So just walk me through that one more time. What is the difference between disability insurance and critical illness insurance?
That's a great question.
It's a little bit confusing.
They are often confused, you're right. So the disability insurance is, again, tied to someone's specific job duties. So your ability to be the amazing investment advisor you are, if you can't do those duties, then you'll receive your monthly replacement income for whatever amount of coverage you have each month. The critical illness insurance is not tied at all to your job duties.
Okay.
So it is completely related to the medical diagnosis of one of the 24 covered critical conditions. And then you receive a lump sum. So as you know, our medical system in Canada is quite backed up. So if you're $250,000 paid out because you had a cancer diagnosis, you could then go to the Mayo Clinic in the States and get treated right away without having to sell all your other assets. And that would help, really reduce the stress of going through that process, which we've seen really helps people heal and get better quicker.
Yeah, I did have a client who had lung cancer, and they ended up going down to the States. So just to summarize, I have these backwards. Critical illness, you get a lump sum. Disability, you get basically your salary or whatever coverage that you've applied for the rest of your life. But you can have another job. Like, could you receive it at the same time as working somewhere else?
Only if you have a special rider called an own occupation rider for the disability insurance.
Okay.
And a lot of people, like yourself, might be fortunate to have quite good coverage through where they work. So you're going to have group disability coverage. And that's something we always look at, because one thing people don't realize through their group coverage is that often those plans change. So after 24 months, there's a change in the definition of occupation. So if they can't do the primary duties of their job, then they would have to go and do a lesser job and come off claim and maybe be the barista at Starbucks or the Walmart greeter.
And that's if you're using group disability.
If you're relying on that for your main amount of coverage. So sometimes we'll layer in another policy on top of the group.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. So one thing you've said to me over and over the years is it's important to control your coverage. So this is what you're talking about.
Absolutely. If you own individual coverage, then it's not subject to change or cancellation, which is the fact with group coverage.
Right. Now there's a couple different options with life insurance. There's a temporary need, But what about a permanent need?
Exactly.
So
So
like a family cottage,
I
let's
think
say.
that's where we do our most meaningful work is with the permanent insurance. You're
Okay.
right. So the disadvantage with permanent insurance is it's going to cost more.
Right.
But the advantage is we know it's going to pay out at the end of the day. So we can really do some meaningful planning for families, for businesses. So like you brought up a cottage, for example. You've got
Yes.
the family cottage. It was bought 20 years ago. There's large capital gains, and the parents are getting older and wondering how that cottage is going to stay in the family. And they want to
Right.
they want to retain those memories. They want to retain that place for the kids to be able to go there.
Mm-hmm.
So we might try to do a permanent policy on both of the parents, and sometimes we'll even have the kids pay the premiums on that policy.
Right.
And that way, at the end of the day, it allows the tax bill to be looked after so that property can stay in the family.
Well, thanks so much, Dave. I thought this was great.
Thank you, Anna.